Welcome back to the Crochet Karate. So it's my friends over at yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to make a mermaid tail bag tag, and this is something that you can apply to anything. Now I think it's a little too long to put on your baggage for luggage. The tail may hang a little bit too low if it's going through baggage handling of an airport, but I would definitely put something like this on my yarn tote or even a carry-on just to make sure that it's identifying as mine. Of course I like to showcase my crochet, and as being a guy I really can't wear my crochet that often because you know you can't wear getting away with the shawl is a little questionable, at least for me. I don't have the personality or the confidence to wear a shawl in public. So this is kind of a neat idea to showcase my skills. People can say, where did you get it? And I'm like, I made it myself. So this is kind of fun, and I designed this for the crochet cruises, but you can enjoy this too. So we have a 2-pager that I've written up. I designed this, freeformed it last night, and then I just wrote up the pattern this morning. So it's consisting of 4 parts. Let's talk about that. So the 4 parts are, there's actually a pouch that the surface overlay is going in afterwards. So the surface overlay is added after. So we're gonna do the pouch first. Then we're going to apply the surface overlay, and then we're gonna then close up the top and create the little hole that you need in order for it to hold the bag tag. We have the chain, of course, to hold it, and then we have the tail. The tail is actually made up of 1/2 first, and then the second half you attach it to the first one as you're starting it, and then you build it out like so. And so you can just fold it in half and realize it's the same size. So it's a neat idea. So I use Peyton's Grace for this one because it is a cotton yarn. It's mercerized cotton, but I just looked at my collection and I have Sugar Bush Trickle here. This is a bamboo cotton mix, and I think the scales would be really awesome in this one too. So this is a very lightweight, so I'm recommending a 2.25mm crochet hook, a size B. It's a small one, but you know what, in order to have something like this I decided to go small or go home. Let's get started right now. Just in case you ask me, I decided to pull the yarn from the center of the trickle ball just like so, so it's not rolling around and falling onto the floor. So that's something I just did for myself. So let's create a slip knot with your yarn, and let's grab your crochet hook and let's put it in, and let's get started. So we're gonna start the foundation base first, and we're going to only chain 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now starting second chain from the hook, I want you to single crochet on the back hump of the chain, going all the way across the chain. And what we're going to do on the other side of this chain, the very last chain that we're gonna do, we're gonna apply 3 single crochets in there so that we can do a turn and then crochet on the opposite side of this chain. That's why I want you to stay on the back loop of this chain right now, so that you have a beautiful stitch to be able to grab onto when you're circling all the way around. Now I did suggest in the pattern to use some stitch markers if you cannot see the stitch. Myself being experienced, I can see the stitches when I'm doing it, so I don't need it so much, but definitely if you need it, then use them, and I'll tell you where to apply them in just a moment. So going chaining 10 and then single crocheting second chain from the hook, it gives you a total of 9. You don't really need to worry about the counts so much in this one. So the very last chain, I want you to apply 3 single crochets, and on the middle single crochet I want you to put a stitch marker there so you can see it. But if you can see the middle one for when you come back around, which is possible, you can just look for that. So that's up to you. So apply it to the middle one. Now I want you to crochet along the bottom side of this chain, and I want you to single crochet, go right up over top of that straggler to hide it in. If you're used to really thick yarn, sometimes moving to the smaller stuff can be a little bit of a challenge. Myself, as I've been aging, I've actually been enjoying the smaller yarns, the thinner yarns more. I think it's because my rush for wanting to complete things has kind of settled down a little bit as I've aged. So that's kind of something that I've noticed with myself. So my goal here is that the very last stitch I'm gonna apply 2 single crochets into it, and that's kind of like the turning. But what I do not want you to do is that I do not want you to join with a slip stitch to the beginning single crochet, because we're gonna continually crochet in a round, and that is going to allow those scales to work. So in the last stitch here, apply 2 single crochets in there, And once I get more stuff in my hands to be able to hold it, it'll be getting easier for me. So I don't want you to attach it to the very beginning, but maybe get rid of that straggler now that you buried over top of it if you did. So if you didn't, just grab a tapestry needle and hide it in. And what we're going to do then for the next 3 rounds is that we're going to apply double crochet. So starting in the first one, I want you to just double crochet and start, and it will automatically start creating a pocket that you need. Okay, so my goal is for the first revolution around is that the middle one single crochet on both sides are each going to get 2 double crochets in them, and that's going to allow it to expand out, and I want to do that for at least 3 revolutions, and then we're just gonna shoot up to the top with just 1 double crochet into each. This yarn is gorgeous. It's called Sugar Bush Trickle. I've actually never used it before. You can probably tell that a little bit. Getting used to the change. It's made of bamboo and cotton. Okay, so as I'm coming all the way around, sorry, as I'm coming halfway around I should say, is that I'm looking for the middle one, which is next. Okay, and you may have marked that with a stitch marker. So I want to apply 2 double crochets there, and the next time I come around this I want to apply 2 double crochets in the first one of the grouping of 2. So the first one of 2. So now I'm just going to continue to do 1 double crochet around in each, except for when I get to the other side, and you can eye it up too. I just free-formed it, but when you write instructions you have to be a little more accurate for people to be able to follow along with what you're doing. So I went to go look for my bag of Peyton's Grace, and then I saw Trickle and I'm like, yeah, I've never used that before. I'm gonna try it. So it's one of those things. So I'm looking for as close as I can to the other side, and we never want to attach it with a slip stitch at all because we want to continually go in a circle. So the next one appears to be the edge, so I'm going to put 2 double crochets in there, and that was my first revolution of 3 that I need to do like this. So what I'm gonna do for you is that you're gonna go around 2 more times, just 1 double crochet into each, except for the very first one of the grouping of 2, put 2 into that one, and then the first one of the grouping of 2 here, put 2 into that one. So do 2 more revolutions just like that, and then I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I just finished off that. So what I can see now is 3 rows of double crochets. See that? 1, 2, and 3, and if I turn it over you can see that as well. So 1, 2, and 3. So now the next 5 rounds will each be 1 double crochet in each stitch around. You can stop at any point. If you want it shorter, then just stop sooner, and if you want it longer, just keep on doing the revolutions. So we're not adding anything extra now, and we just want to get ourselves to the top of the pouch area, and then what we're going to do then is that we're going to fasten off. I'll show you how to finish off, and then we will continue then to do the surface overlay where we start at the top and work our way back down to the base. So please do that now, and I will just work on this behind the scenes, and then I'll be back here in just a moment. So here's where we are. You should be able to see 8 rows of double crochet here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Turn it over and you should see 8 there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's the thing. I like key card holders for when I'm on a cruise, even if it's a personal cruise, to be able to put my ship card into, and I put it on a lanyard and I wear it, but I don't like my ship card to be able to fall out. So if you would like to make this into a ship card idea or any kind of key card, then what you just have to do is just continue just to slide it in, and probably just do maybe about 2 more rounds of double crochet here, and then you can actually leave the pouch open at the top, and then you can attach it to a lanyard and then have like a fish called Wanda, I suppose, crochet cruise or a lanyard kind of holder for a key card. So that's completely up to you. I might actually do it even though it's not stated in the pattern, because I might use this for a key card holder in the future cruises as well. So I'm gonna do 2 more rounds just for myself, but again, if you want to follow exactly what the pattern is and you don't want this lanyard thing to be too big, then just stop here and I will pick you back up in just a few minutes. So I'll be back in just a moment. So as promised, I added 2 more rounds, so I have a total of 10 double crochet rounds that you can see. So if you turn it over, you'll be able to count 10. So I'm gonna recheck. I haven't checked it yet, but I'm gonna check my key card. The beautiful thing about this pattern is that you can continually add more if you want to. So now the key card fits in and it fits deep enough that I can attach something to it and therefore it won't fall out. Again, if you want it deeper, if you go too deep, it's harder to get out of the pouch. So let's finish this off regardless of what size you decided to do. So in order to finish this off, let's zoom in and I'll show you what to do. It's just 2 more stitches left. So I'm finishing off. I can count my rows. They're equal on both sides, and all I'm just going to do in the very next stitch, instead of double crochet, I'm just gonna single crochet, and then I'm gonna slip stitch in the very next one, and then that's it. So I've done that where it naturally wants to fold. So you see that the bottom chain here causes it to want to sit. So if I try to do it this way, see, it doesn't want to sit flat. So I want to do it so that it sits flat. Let's get rid of this yarn now, and we are just going to just trim off the yarn, and then I would recommend a tapestry needle in order to hide things. Let me just show you the first time, and then I'll leave the rest of the tutorial for you every time we need to do it. So just grabbing a tapestry needle, and if you go back and forth in the work 3 times, and I would stay on the inside of the pouch, just glide it through. You don't want to interfere with any of the posts, so just be careful about that, and just go once and twice and 3 times is a charm. Just like that. So when I did it, I don't want to change the mouth of the opening by pulling it too tight. And then trim it, and then we're good to go. So starting at the top, what I want you to do is, if you've been crocheting and you've been doing in a continuous circle, so it could be inside out for you, it depends. What you want to do is that if you are right-handed and you crochet this way, when you follow this, this here should, when I turn it around, should actually go down. But the fact is here that when I follow that one here going in this direction, it goes to the very end. So what you need to do is that you need to turn it inside out if you've done that. So when you go to follow now, go follow it around, you will notice that it will sink down and that it will continue to go in a down motion, and that's what you need to do. So what we need to do is that we need to start at the very first one. Okay, the very first, you can start at the first double crochet right here, and what we're going to do is that we're going to work our way in a spiral going all the way down to the bottom of this. So let's attach our yarn, and you can attach it either, I said in the first double crochet, it's up to you, but you can attach it to the single crochet if you want to as well, and just go around the post. So the front post of that, and then you're just going to attach with a slip stitch and then chain 3, and that's your first double crochet. So around that same post, come down, so just work your way down that same post, and you want to put 4 more double crochets in there. So it gives you a total number of 5. So 5 is the magic number. Getting started is always the hardest part. Make sure that you're going in the right direction. So once you get your 4 in there, chain 1, and just turn it around and make it easier for yourself, and go to the very next post that's available to you. The straggler, what I like to do is that I like to put it around that same post so I can get it stuck. So just use your hook if you cannot see that post, and just kind of pry it open. It's sometimes harder with this variegated yarn. I'm gonna let that straggler fall out of the way just so I can see it better. So I'm just going around the next post, and all I'm just gonna do is double crochet going up that post, so that when I'm finished, I'm standing at the top of the stitch. And once you get your 5 in there, This is what it will look like, a scale. So then here on here, just pry it open if you can't see it. So you're gonna skip the next 3 posts and you're gonna go to the 4th and immediately just go around the post, and you want to double crochet going down. So 1, and keep just going around that post. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now chain 1, turn it so that you can access the very next post that's right beside it. So these scales work on posts side by side, and just start working your way up to the next post. So we have 1, once you get more of the project into your hands, it's easier to hold. Sometimes getting that, sometimes holding it is the hardest part of a crochet project. And 5. So there's your next scale. So then you're gonna skip 3 and then go to the 4th, and I'm getting more used to this yarn, and I'm also getting used to the pattern so I can speed up a little bit, and I'm just doing 5 down, and then once I have my 5, I chain 1, go to the next post that's beside it, and do 5 going up. So because I didn't have you worry about the stitch counts at all when you were doing in the continuous revolutions, is that these scales should not line up to each other, which is what you really kind of don't want anyway. Usually a fish, it does kind of line up in some way, but I kind of like the random look better of how the scales just naturally want to sit where they want to sit. So as you're working your way around, see if you follow it, you're going to continually be then right underneath it, and so on. And so these scales will just essentially line up to each other as they go all the way down. So what I want you to do is continually do that and spiral all the way back down to the very last double crochet, and I'll see you there in just a moment. So I've now just made my way all the way down to the base, and I am going, and I'm on the very last scale. So what I want to do is just kind of slip stitch it to the very beginning. So there's no more double crochets left for me. So I just wanted to get that last scale so it's holding down. So what I want to do then at this point is that I want to just fasten this off and just use your tapestry needle to weave in this ends. And what you'll find here, for those that would like to make a gift card or anything like that, you will find that you will have an opening like this, and then you can just shove your gift card in there. But we're gonna make the tail next, and you can see it works out pretty good. It just needs to be stretched a little bit the first few times, of course, and therefore your card can go in there. And now let's apply the tail. Now the tail consists of 2 pieces, but we're actually gonna do the first one, so it'll be the 1/2 going over, and as we do it, it'll get bigger and bigger, and then when we go to start the second portion, we're going to attach it to the very first one, so it actually becomes a 1-piece unit. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be playing on the back loops only to create the look that you see of just kind of like the fins. So let's begin to do the tail next. So I'm using the same color. You can of course change your colors anywhere you want, and you want to start off by chaining 10. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So as soon as you have the 10, go second chain from the hook and get the back loop only of the chain, and just single crochet in each, going all the way back to the other side, or to the beginning of the chain. So please do that, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. Okay, once you're all the way back, you're gonna turn your work. So this here, this strand here will be the flat side of the tail, and the other side will get bigger. So what we're going to do in row number 2 is that we are just going to just chain up 1, and in the back loop only. So if you're new to crochet, there's always 2 loops, and both of them are made up of 2 strands. So if you use both at the same time, it's a stitch, but if you use the front loop, that's the one closest to you, the back loop is furthest. And I want you just to single crochet yourself in the back loop all the way to the very end. But what I don't want you to do right away is just turn. So I've written in the pattern in the way that when we go to start the next row is that we're at the very end of this row before we do the turn, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So get to the end of this row. So I'm coming up to the end of the row. It's the last one going in the back loop. So row number 3, it starts this way. You're going to chain a total of 3. So 1, 2, 3. Notice I did not turn it yet, and I want to go second chain from the hook, and I want a single crochet, and then I want to go to the next chain in the back hump of it as well, the back loop, just single crochet. Now turn your project and start on the back loop of the first one of the row, and what this has done is it's created a little fan taily thing that's coming off the end, and we are going to do that every other row. So just one single crochet into each going all the way back. So this is row number, I believe, number 3. Okay, so this side stays flat, so we come to the end. So now we're going to turn and do row number 4. So chain up 1 and do 1 single crochet in the back loop only, and the same thing when we go to start the next row. We want to not turn it right away. We want to create another finny thingy at the back, whatever you want to call it, doohickey, a jet out, whatever you want to call it. And so you want to do this so that you end up with 10 rows of these single crochets. So essentially 2 rows work together for this. So now I'm kind of in the chain section here, and I'm still in the back loop only. Now I'm not going to turn my work yet. I'm going to chain 3, then go in the back loop of the chain, and then finally turn the work and come back across in the back loop only. So I want you to continue to do that, and you'll see that it will be jutting out just like this, and I want you to be able to see 10 rows of that, and then once you get that done I will be back, and then we'll start the second half, and the second half will build on this very starting section here. So we won't do actually 2 sides, it'll just build up on the other side. So it was the easiest way I could see how to do it, and as well as write the pattern. So please do that, and you will notice that it will get bigger and bigger as you're jutting out, and you want 10 rows. So basically you see 2, 4. I'm on row number 5 now, so get all the way to 10. I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm coming up on my 10th row, and the 10th row I just want to continue, and I'll end up at the very tip of the tail. Okay, and I will not then continue to do the chain 3 and etc. So it allows that final row to look complete when I go to do that. Once you get there, please just fasten off and just weave in your ends, and then what I want to do is that I want to start the second portion of this tail, and I'll show you how to do that, and I won't be as detailed because what you just saw is how we're going to do the second half too. So I will be right back. So I just finished off at the tip. I got rid of the loose end, and now what I want to do is flip it, and I want to get the smaller section here, and I want to build this out. So when I go to build this out, I'm going to go across, and I'm going to then stop, and then I'll add my chain 3, and then I'll come back. So this ends up being the very center of it, and so you should be able to fold this in half, and it's pretty close to even when you go to do it. So just grab some a new strand of yarn and attach it to the first stitch. You can go right up over top of the stragglers too, and just pull through the slip stitch, chain 1, and stay within the back loops only again, just like you did before, to keep it looking consistent. So I got this idea from actually the Mermaid Snuggle Sack, how to do the tail. Sometimes you learn things in the past, and I thought, you know, it's kind of the easiest way to do it, and I'm sure that's why they did it, in order to figure stuff out. So once I've gone over the tail long enough, I can get rid of those, and I'm gonna go right to the end. And then once I do that, then all I'm just going to do is chain 3. So 1, 2 and 3, second chain, and the next chain, and then turn the project and come back on the back loop only. So I want you to go back and forth. You already know how to do this, and it's just really quite easy, to be honest with you. And just go back and forth and build it, the second portion of the tail. And it is repeating rows number 2 through 10, and when you fold this in half it'll be roughly the same on both sides. So I will leave that with you, and I will be back here in a moment, and then I'll show you how to whip stitch it to the base of the body that we're going to do. So I'm just finishing up the final row for the tail, and I'm coming into my last stitch now. So I don't want to obviously add the extra chain 3 because I'm done. Okay, so this is kind of, let me just zoom out and give you a perspective of that. So what it looks like is this. So you'll notice it's much bigger than the actual project here, and what we want to do is that we want to do a little bit of a scrunch up. So we want to scrunch it so that it will look more natural, and what we're going to do is do that next. So let's just get rid of this yarn with the tapestry needle and then begin. So let's begin to sew the tail. Create a slip knot on the one side of the yarn strand that you'll be using to sew, and then you will be able to get that in. Then what I want you to do is that I want you to put the other side onto the tapestry needle like so, and then just going through the edge of the tail first and pull through, and once it gets close to that loop then I want you to feed that through like that, and then therefore it's attached. So what we need to do is that I would attach this. You see a flat edge, so just attach to the very edge of the one side. Don't try to get the scales stuck with it, and just pull it up into the tail. And what I want to do is that I want to scrunch this up so that the middle of this tail ends up being in the middle of this, so you can kind of get a glimpse of how much you need to scrunch it. So coming back into the tail and then into the body, and just stay on the bottom side here. It's easier to do this when it's on my lap. So I just kind of eyeing it up and just coming back into the tail. Like you can keep going into the same section of the body here to keep it scrunching. And what I like to do is that I like to go all the way across, and then I come all the way back just as a precaution. So it's kind of sewed across twice. So it's about the middle. So I'm just gonna go to the middle just to tack it. So even though I got a little bit of a section here that's not sewed, I'm still gonna keep moving across, and then I'm gonna come back and just touch up those details when I get back across. So what I did on the regular snuggle sack is that once I came across, I'm going to turn it over. So you can see I've got it attached now. So what I'm gonna do is turn it over and then just use this side here just to make sure that I am coming through. So I'm gonna come through this side and then just going into the base and attaching into the tail once again. So just do that all the way back across the top. Just do any kind of fine tuning that you have to. Again, don't get those scales stuck in the end, and you should be good to go. So please do that now, and I'll see you at the end of this crossing. Okay, once you've come all the way across like I have, just secure it in, just probably tie a knot, and then I want you to weave in your ends like you normally would. So to do that, remember it's back and forth 3 times. I think I've showed you that before. So do that, and then take the beginning strand and do the same thing and get that out of the way, and therefore your tail will be done. So now my tail is attached. If you want to make this into a gift card holder, you can do so, and you can give it out like this, but maybe you want to put a string on it as well, and then you can just insert your card. If you want to hang this from a lanyard, you can do that as well. I'm going to add something extra to the top here. If you'd like it just as a luggage tag holder without any pocket, just sew the top shut. Just whip stitch it shut, and then it'll still be 3-dimensional, and then it will hang quite nicely. So let's add on a little bit of extra stuff here, and I'm going to do this as if it's a lanyard holder. I'm gonna use this in a future cruise, I think. So what I want to do is that I want to just go along the one edge instead of both, so that I can leave it open for the key cards. So let's begin. I'm gonna create a slip knot. So I'm gonna go on the side where, see where this dips down? I wanna go over here. and I'm just gonna go straight across, and then I'm just gonna go into the top stitch and then join. So all I wanna do is just get myself established, and I want to just single crochet just in each stitch going across. Don't interfere with any of the scales at all. You might want to go in the middle of a scale here just to nail it in there. And then what I want to do is that I want to stop when I get over to this section, and then we'll pick up from there. So just work your way across just doing single crochet. So once you get to the far side, you'll notice that the other scale is sitting up a little higher because you were working in a spiral. Just kind of match it so that it looks consistent. So you have a choice. You can either chain one and single crochet all the way across this section right here, or what you can do, and I put it in there so you did it, you can do it like that, or what you can do is that you can just single crochet, and when you look like you have the middle of the mermaid tail, what you can just do is just skip the one stitch, chain one, and then just go right up over top of it, and that will create a hole that you will be able to access if you want to hang it from a lanyard or attach it to a strand. So just kind of fold it down, and you can kind of see the next one here is the middle. So I'm just gonna chain one, and I'm gonna skip that one and go to the next one right after it, and therefore a hole will be in the stitch work for you to access later. So just continue to single crochet going all the way across like so. I feel like that's not in the middle, so what I'm gonna just do is I'm just gonna back out a little bit further. Now's the time to do it. If you don't get it in the middle, then it won't hang straight, if you assuming you want to hang it straight. So just try again. So just chain up one, skip one, and let's just test that. I think it's in the middle now. So just want to continue to do that and single crochet right to the other side. And then what you can just do to make it nice and simple, so when you turn around, all you're just going to do is just chain one and single crochet into each one of the stitches that you have, and when you get to that chain one space, just fill it in with a single crochet, and that will thicken up that hole so it has a little more strength. Okay, there is the hole right here, so I'm just gonna go right into the hole, and so therefore that'll thicken that up, and then go right to the edge. Now if you're wrong, you know, it's just a matter of correcting it if you feel it's wrong. And maybe what you want to do, here's what, before I pull it out and I want to test it. So right where that hole is, maybe just pick it up with the hook and see if it will hang nice and even. And if so, then it's all good to go. So the other thing that you could do, I'm not gonna write this as part of the pattern, what you could do on the last row, let's try again. That's the nice thing about these tutorials, is that if you want to just kind of make it more, instead of being so flat like that, what you can do is that you can put the first three stitches together on the one side. So just going in the first one, pull through, the next one, pull through, the next one, pull through, and then pull through all four loops, and then just single crochet the next, and continue to do that. And again in the center hole, just fill that in. So you got the hole, and then the last three, 1, 2, 3, so the last three I'm just gonna put them together as a single crochet, 3 together, and that will round that off quite beautifully, like so, instead of being so flat. Okay, so when it's worn, it looks more of that shape instead of flat. So what I can do now is get rid of this yarn, and I'm just gonna weave in the ends, and then we'll begin the next section. So now that we have this complete, you have the hole. So if you have a lanyard, what you can just do is just go right through the hole at the top here, and therefore you could put it around your neck, and you could actually have this to be able to wear if you wanted to hold your key card if it's a crochet cruise. You can also then use that hole to make an extra strand if you would like to attach it to luggage, and you can give this away as a gift. It's actually a pretty neat idea. So let's cover out how to make the chain in order to do that. If you want to use a separate color, you can. I still have more yarn available on that ball to use, so I'm gonna use that. So let's make the chain that will hold it, and we're going to chain 50. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't twist your chain, but meet me back here when you get 50. Okay, once you get your 50, make sure that you don't have your chain all twisted up, and all you just want to do is just attach the first chain to where you are, and using the back loops only, just begin to chain 1 and just work across the chain with 1 single crochet in each. And then when you get to the end, just take the 2 strands that are hanging, and I want you to weave those ends in. So let me do that here, and I'll be right back, and then I'll show you how to attach it to the mermaid tail, and then how to attach it to luggage if you need to. So I'm just coming back around. I want to make sure that this is not twisted in any way, so just make sure everything was looking okay, and then just attach to the beginning single crochet. And so I'm just going to fasten this off, and then I'm going to weave in my ends with the tapestry needle, and then I'll be right back. So it should look like that. Okay, so once you have your strand right here, you're just going to just take it and you're going to put it through the hole that is left on here. So it might be a little bit tight to get it through, so just use a crochet hook to pull it through. And what you want to do is you only want to pull a portion of this through. You don't want to pull it all. Okay, so just enough. And what I like to do is see this where you did the joining, it looks a little off. So what I like to do is just make sure you center it, because you can hide it really well when you do that. And just take the other side and just feed it on through. And therefore you can attach this to your luggage, and if you sealed both the top, then it would be attaching to your luggage, but you can leave it open too for your luggage too. So that's kind of a neat thing, and that's what we have today. And so whether it's hanging from a lanyard, you can hang it from your luggage, or whether you're offering it as a gift card, that's kind of a neat idea. So it's kind of a 3-in-1 today. So that's it for now. Have a good one. And oh, just one more thing, I am going to bop this with a bit of starch, so that it will stiffen up at least the tail a little bit for me, and just with speed starch or easy on. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Have a good one. We hope to see you again real soon. Bye bye.